Good morning. So far, we have discussed about the analog electronics, that is diodes and transistors, and we have discussed about the application of the transistors like amplifiers and oscillators. Now, we will discuss another part of the electronics, that is the digital communication system. As we all know that in a wireless communication system or in a broadcasting system, the signal has to be sent from a transmitter to a distant receiver, and it is possible by not through any wires, but it is sending through the air. But if we consider the general audio signal, whose frequency lies in between 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz, they cannot be directly sent through the air because their frequency is very small, and also the energy of such signal is directly proportional to the frequency according to the expression E is equal to h nu. So when the frequency is small, the energy will also be small, so they cannot be sent through directly. We cannot send such signal directly from one transmitter to the distant receivers. So to transmit audio signals properly, some particular means must be devised which will permit the transmission to occur at a higher frequency, as well as it carries the audio signal. That means, in order to have the digital communication, that is to send the audio signals from a transmitter to the distant receivers, some new devices has to be, or some new means has to be devised, or some new techniques has to be introduced to send these audio signals by making it to a higher frequency. That is, the transmission must occur at a higher frequency, and also this higher frequency must contain the signal frequency or the audio frequency which we will have to send. And this is achieved by superimposing electrical audio signal on high frequency carrier waves. That is, this digital communication is made possible by superimposing our signal, which is usually an audio frequency signal, with a high frequency wave which is called a carrier wave, and this process is called modulation. Maybe you all heard about it, the modulation. So the modulation is the process of superimposing a signal audio wave or a audio signal with a high frequency wave or a high frequency signal called the carrier wave. And or we can say that the digital communication, the transmission of the audio signal from the transmitter to the receiver is made possible by the process of modulation. And at the distant receiver, this wave will be, that is the superimposed signal and high frequency carrier wave will be received by the receiver, and they will convert it into they will extract this signal wave from that superimposed wave, and that process is called demodulation. The superimposed signal and carrier wave, that is, signal means it is the audio signal usually, plus carrier wave is called a modulated wave, because The superimposing of this audio signal with the carrier wave is called modulation, and the wave thus obtained is called a modulated wave. So in this chapter we will discuss about this process of modulation and demodulation, and especially more focusing on the different types of the modulation, namely amplitude modulation and frequency modulation. We will discuss or mention with such terms later. This is an introduction. Please be understand that the digital communication is made possible by, or the wireless communication is made possible by the process of modulation. The modulation means an audio signal is superimposed on a high frequency wave called carrier wave for transmitting from a transmitter to a distant receiver, and the process is called modulation. And at the receiver, what happens is that this modulated wave, from the modulated wave the audio frequency signal has been extracted out, and this is called a demodulation. The audio frequency signal plus carrier wave is called the modulated wave. That is, the wave obtained by the process of modulation is called modulated wave. So usually the modulated wave has been transmitted from the transmitter to the receiver in the communication system. So now let's see the different components of a radio communication system. The name radio comes from the fact that the frequency of this modulated wave will be in a range of radio waves. That is, their frequency ranges from 1 kilohertz to or 2 kilohertz to 10,000 kilohertz. Gigahertz. 1000 gigahertz. So now let's discuss about the radio communication, how the radio communication is made possible, or what are the different steps involved in the radio broadcasting system or in a wireless communication system. First of all, we will have a radio broadcasting system, then we will have a transmission of the signal, and the signal has been received by the receiver. So we can broadly categorize into three parts for a radio communication system. One is the transmitter. The transmitter transmits the modulated wave to the receivers, and when second step is the transmission of radio waves. The waves produced by the transmitter has been sent to the distant receivers. So the radio waves produced by the process of modulation will be transmitted through the space to the distant receivers. And the third step involved in the radio communication is radio transmission is the radio receiver. That is, the radio receiver receives the radio signals transmitted by the transmitter, which is transmitting through the space, and this receiver sends this signal or gives this signal to the demodulation unit of the system. So we can say that there are mainly three components or three steps involved in a radio communication system. One is the transmitter, the second one is the transmission of radio waves, and third one is the radio receiver. You can see a diagram here which schematically represents the different steps involved in the radio communication system. First one we have already called, it is the transmitter. So if we consider this part of this diagram, the transmitter actually consisting of four parts. That is, one is the microphone, microphone is a device which converts the sound signal into electrical signals. When the speaker speaks or a musical instrument is played, the varying air pressure on the microphone generates an audio signal. It's an audio electrical signal whose frequency is corresponding to the frequency of the original signal. So the first component of a transmitter system is the microphone, which receives the sound signal from the speaker or from the instrument which produces the sound and converts it into a audio electrical signal. And that is the first component of a transmitter. And this signal is usually, whose amplitude is very small, so this has been given to a amplifier and which amplifies the signal. So the second component in the transmitter system is the audio amplifiers. So the audio amplifier receives the electrical signal from the microphone and it is amplified to a certain level, and this audio amplifier actually consisting of a cascaded arrangement of multi-stages, and this output of the amplifier is having the frequency same as that of the frequency of the signal produced by the speaker or the instrument. So those frequencies are in the audio frequency range, that is in between 20 Hz to 20 kHz, that cannot be directly sent through the space to the receivers. So we have to superimpose this amplified audio frequency signal or audio signal with the carrier wave to transmit, or for transmitting from the transmitter to the receiver. So so we have to make a modulation of this wave produced by this microphone or the speaker after the audio amplification. So the next component in the case of a transmitter is there should be some carrier wave, that is a high frequency wave, to modulate or to superimpose on this audio wave signal. For that we need an oscillator which produces a high frequency constant amplitude wave. So this high frequency oscillator is usually a crystal oscillator, because the frequency of the carrier wave has to be constant, or the frequency of the carrier wave used for the modulation must be a constant. And we have seen that the oscillators which produces almost fixed or this greatest stable frequency output is the crystal oscillator. So usually we will use a crystal oscillator in the transmitter of radio communication system. So here we will use a oscillator to produce the high frequency carrier wave. So the carrier wave is produced by an oscillator, and this amplitude of this carrier wave has to be increased, and usually we will use a power amplifier for amplifying the the signal produced by the oscillator or the carrier wave, which is not mentioned in this diagram. Anyway, suppose the oscillator signal produced by the oscillator, that is the carrier wave, is having the sufficient amplitude, then the next thing is we have a modulator which superimposes the amplified audio frequency signal from the source and or from the signal and the carrier wave. So the fourth part or component of a transmitter system is the modulator. Now the modulator superimposes the audio signal obtained from the last stage of the audio amplifier and carrier wave to produce the modulated wave. So the modulator produces a modulated wave, and this modulated wave is given to a transmitting aerial or a transmitting antenna. So this transmitting antenna produces the radio waves, and it is sent through the this electrical signal is being converted into electromagnetic waves by the transmitting aerial and is sent through the space. So that is the first step involved in the radio communication, the transmission. It is achieved through the transmitter. The transmitter will have at least these components. Now the second step in the transmission is transmission of the radio waves. The radio waves are actually produced by the transmitter antenna or the transmittal area of the transmitter and is propagating through the space with a speed equal to velocity of light in free space, that is equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. So the radio waves produced by the transmitter is sending through the space and which propagates through the space with a frequency 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second in all directions. That means the transmitting antenna or aerial produces waves in all directions. Once the wave has been sent through the space, then last step in the radio communication system is the radio receiver, which receives these signals or the radio waves. So the radio receiver receives the radio waves, and usually it is the radio receiving aerial or receiving antenna receives the radio signal and is given to a radio receiver, and this radio receiver actually consisting of a demodulation unit, or it converts the signal, that is the radio wave, into the audio signal and carrier wave separately, and this audio signal is extracted out from the modulated wave. So that is the processes involved in a radio communication system. Now we have these different steps involved in a radio communication system. First one is the transmitter has to produce a radio wave and it is sent through the space. Then it is received. These radio waves are received by the radio receiver. In the transmitter transmission power, or in the transmitter, we know that we should have a facility for the modulation, that is to superimpose the audio signals with the high frequency carrier waves in order to transmit it through the space. So we need to have a modulator. In the next discussions we will focus on the principle of modulation and the different types of modulators and the modulators involved and their advantages and disadvantages. Thank you.